Just to be clear, you're gonna airbrush this so I have a big old fat ass, right?
Mom!
Hey Dadders, it's time for another review of American Dad. This time episode 5, season 21, Under, Over, and Besides the Boardwalk. As always, there are spoilers in this review, so please keep that in mind as I go over the plot, and after that, the finer points of the episode. Now, if you want to get a spoiler-free review, here it is. It wasn't as bad as the last one. I found it much more entertaining, but still not one of my favorites. Overall, a C, maybe C minus, so let's get the show on the road. The episode starts with the family touring the boardwalk, which I did not know there was one, but that is Langley for you. I mean, there was even an entire spa this season, and none of us knew about it till now. Now, it is also good to see that Stan got over his phobia of casual clothing from season 17. Turns out, this is a grand opening, featuring 2 Fudge-Mania stations. Now, the celebrations feature one final hit of the support beams. This actually causes a small earthquake, which, considering they are next to the ocean, is probably not an issue whatsoever. Now, the group splits up. Stan heads to test his medal at skee ball, finding that his high score has been absolutely demolished, even as he ponders life's mysteries.
Hey, what are these balls made of?
Masonite.
Masonite! That's great news! What the hell is Masonite?
Roger and Klaus try to get a table at a restaurant, only to find that they need to sit at the bar.
Fine, but I won't be showing any bartenders my balls.
Haley and Francine have some bonding time, finding out that a tsunami is coming. And when the lifeguards' plan to save the beach doesn't work, the family gathers and comes up with the plan, building up a giant wall of Laffy Taffy to bounce the wave back out to sea. The wave reaches France, where it bounces back, and we all know how that plays out.
Some experts claimed the ball might return to Earth someday, but their concerns were dismissed as depressing.
Now, overall, this episode is a lot better than a Chimborazo adventure. Well, for one, it's actually got some variety in its plots. But I have a special affinity for Stan being so insecure that he is obsessing over something as insignificant as his skee ball score. And in fact, I see this as a statement on conservatism as a whole, and I can explain that in a moment. However, Steve's bonding with the kid that was basically dumped on him. It took me some getting used to, but eventually I started to like that plot. The way Steve goes from, "Why are you dumping this kid on me?" to becoming an emotionally supportive father.
I do tell my friend Snot everything.
Poop.
Snot'll actually love that.
That was absolutely absurd, and I grew to love it. Now, it's similar with Klaus and Roger, actually. The fact that they want a table, but they get seated at a bar, even with a $100 bribe. It's just something that is so Klaus and Roger to obsess over that I really grew to enjoy it. Now, Haley and Francine hanging out and having a moment, that was actually really cool to see. I don't see Francine-Haley plots where they just hang out like this. But here's the thing. All 4 of those plots themselves are rather weak. However, they are all in the same episode, and despite all 4 being so weak, it actually plays really well because as all 4 basically get 3.5 minutes each, except for the Francine and Haley plot, which is basically the main driver of the episode. Because all 4 share the same episode, the weaknesses don't show up as much. It's just set up for jokes, and honestly, for something running as long running as American Dad, that is fine. I also think the quality of the jokes is much better.
Well, looks like you win. Just wanted to say What's this? Oh my God! Look what just fell out of this kid's pocket! Schematics for 9/11! This kid helped plan 9/11!
I wasn't alive for 9/11.
You don't need to call the cops or anything. I believe in second chances, but you do need to disqualify all his scores.
Sir, before I do anything, you're gonna have to explain to me what 9/11 is.
I mean, think about it. 9/11 was 23 years ago. There are students in college right now who were not alive during 9/11. It's something that I used to have a big problem with, just kind of processing that entire thing because it was such a monumental point in history, or at least American history. Now, this is why I think Stan's obsession with his skee ball score is a statement on conservative insecurity. Stan is so used to using 9/11 that this has not occurred to him. He's so stuck in the past that he's using the same talking points over and over. Stan, right now, he is not aware of how ineffective it actually is anymore. I mean, if that isn't a statement on, I don't know what is. Now, I will admit, I am kind of perplexed by the Klaus and Roger storyline. Like, I'm not even sure exactly what the exact joke is, but I think I think it's just the fact that them wanting a table is just so irrelevant. I mean, it's also a relatable thing to complain about, right? Even as the tsunami is crashing down, they still can't get a table. And that part right there made me cackle. I just loved that bit. Now, as for Steve's storyline, well, he's basically handed a child to watch over. Now, I'm not sure who does that, but the way Steve bonded with the kid is actually kind of heartwarming. The way he gets yelled at for saving the kid is a guilty pleasure of mine. By the way, do you remember when Roger played that almost cop in A Nice Night to Drive from season 12? It's that woman is actually that persona's wife. You know, I really love callbacks like this. They make the American Dad world feel much more alive. I mean, these people have lives that don't revolve around the family, and here she is, and we get to see her again. I'm glad she's doing well, really. She deserves better than the Roger persona. On a special comment, it's really good to see Haley getting some bonding time with her mother. I mean, I honestly can't remember last time that those two actually got storyline just by themselves. The way they play off each other, however, is actually kind of unique among the family.
You gotta learn to fold it with one hand so you can hold your 40 in the other.
It's also hilarious to see the party girlfriend scene making an appearance again, which, as I've said before, is something I've actually kind of missed. I mean, it honestly feels like they're honoring characters as a whole rather than just making them up as they go along like Family Guy does. I almost said American Dad again. I don't know why. This is clearly the better show. For now, I would have enjoyed their plot more, but Haley is being Haley. She is incessantly complaining about everything, and that's supposed to be a quality of hers. Now, I know several times when she doesn't act like this, when she acts like a literal member of the family. Now, this episode is supposed to have some learning moment as they bond, where Haley's trying to do her best to bond with her mother, but she can't stop complaining and thinking about the tsunami, which honestly is something to be concerned about. But at the same time, here, it's like they do it as a problem of Haley's personality, but they never really deal with it.
Give me a chance. I'll be positive, I promise.
Oh, yeah? I've been thinking about getting into fracking.
Oh, tight.
Now, I kind of have a problem with that because this is a problem that just kind of appeared overnight, and it's endemic to this season. They're taking a quality of a character and moving it up to 11, which is Haley's environmentalism, her complaining, and it's not working out. I really want it to because I really can see what they're going for. I can really see the humor, but it's not working out. I mean, Haley isn't fun. She's whiny.
You know, these places are terrible for the coastal environment. Plus, the last two boardwalks literally washed away. Just seems like a big waste of money. And besides, all these boards are a major splinter hazard for people, like me, who exclusively wear open-toed shoes. A historically marginalized group.
And they're trying to make that into a endearing character, and it's not working. But that's all I had. Everyone, please have fun and enjoy. Don't forget the links down below to my Woodcraft channel, which I intend to make one day, and my gaming channel. And everyone, please have fun and enjoy.